Since the last solstice, Jupiter, Saturn entered Aquarius together. In the early degrees of Aquarius is the constellation Aquila, the eagle, where you will find the star Altair, which conjuncts the Grand Conjunction, as it stands at 1 degree 47 Aquarius. To familiarize ourselves with the mythological story of Ganymede and the eagle will explain much of how the constellation of Aquarius came to be, and furthermore, what do the stars above us have anything to do with what's happening in the mundane world right now? The story of Aquarius starts with Hebe, the youngest of the Olympian gods. She was the goddess of eternal youth. She was associated with the eagle, as it symbolizes immortality, much like the phoenix represents renewal. Hebe, or her Roman counterpart Juventus, was the cupbearer of the gods, serving the ambrosia until the day she spilt a drink. Jupiter, her father, went to find another cupbearer. He flew down as an eagle to where Ganymede was. Ganymede, the son of King Tros of Troy. Jupiter saw Ganymede as the most beautiful of all mortals, and took him away to live with the gods on Mount Olympus as the new cupbearer. Ganymede was immortalized by having the constellation Aquarius in his honor. This myth conceptualizes the gaining of immortality. Ganymede was taken by force to serve the gods. He was chosen because the last cupbearer failed. Hebe was not perfect. She spilled the sacred ambrosia of immortality. Jupiter went down to get mortal Ganymede to replace her, to never make that mistake again, as he is the perfected man, symbolized as the sign of Aquarius. Ganymede wears a Phrygian cap, which has been used by the French in their revolution, and it became an American icon of liberty. In modern day, you have a MAGA rendition of the red cap. The American Revolution happened in the last Pluto and Capricorn cycle, 250 years ago, and the one before that we had the Reformation, the birth of Protestantism. In the cycle we are in now of Pluto and Capricorn conjuncting Jupiter and Saturn, there will be a political revolution, and by comparing the UK and EU trade deal agreements on Christmas Day to the chart of when the protesters entered the Capitol building, the triple alignment of the grand conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn and the star Altair together on the midhaven point is significant to the revolutionary attitudes of today's leading nations. The logical air sign of Aquarius is ruled by Saturn. Aquarius is associated with humanitarianism, socialism, the sciences, technology, and revolutionary idealism. Saturn, the planet of restrictions and limitations, entered Aquarius on the 22nd of March 2020, then retrograded back into Capricorn, and now is back in Aquarius with Jupiter, the planet of freedom and liberty, conjuncting Altair, the brightest star in the constellation of Aquila, the eagle. It is an honourable, bold, unyielding, ambitious, and liberal nature, given position of command, makes its natives guilty of bloodshed, and gives the dangers from reptiles. With Jupiter conjunct Altair, real or pretended religious zeal, hypocrisy, trouble through legal and church matters, disappointment over inheritance. Altair with Saturn, sorrow and disappointment, mental disturbance, necessitating asylum or hospital treatment, probably death there, separation from family or parents, danger of accident involving the inability to work or lifelong afflictions. The RNA injections administered to the public is the social experiment of our day, with the potential for altering our DNA with synthetics to create a new perfected man from the logic of science, has enabled the human race to get that much closer to the godlike immortality. Rejuvenation of the cells by technological means. The modern-day gods of Mount Olympus are the TV celebrities, royals and politicians that are endorsing the synthetic DNA. Do the people want to be taken away by the eagle and live as immortals, never to die in the same way, but with synthetics in their system? The consequences of this idealized science has many people up in arms to defy such social pressure by the authorities and see it as an attack on humanity. The fixed air sign of Aquarius is so strong-minded. This is represented by Aquila the eagle, taking mortal Ganymede away out of his own free will. Aquarius is a social sign and demands individuals to sacrifice themselves for the bigger society around them. This does not mean compliance, but action to defend humanitarian ideals for the betterment of all. How to combat the Saturnian socialistic scientific pressure from the TV gods is to organize as a social group and educate others on the matter. In time, it depends on the common consensus, and if there is a high enough amount of those opposing social and biological change through technology, there will be a resistance which will create their own society away from the governmental plans for us in the future. A celebrity in particular who has the star Altair on his ascendant, David Bowie, wrote a song that is relevant to the Ganymede story. I would like to leave you with the lyrics to the song.